Hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Business Monday. Hello, 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 hello. Brought to you by Jer Candles. Jer Candles here. We're talking to Bridge Art Gallery out of Wilmington, Delaware. And again, this is brought to you. Hey, DC Bears. This is brought to you by Jer Candles, jercandles.com. And look who joined us. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I hear the echo of the great art gallery.
Yes, that's where I am right now. We are located here in Wilmington, and I'm so excited and honored that you would like to feature the Bridge Art Gallery on your Black Business Monday.
So yeah, Black Business Monday is basically an effort for us to express our outrage, if you will, our concern, but also stay within the community, keep our dollars within the community. As everybody's talking about, I'm not shopping here, I'm not shopping there. I'm trying to give you a little bit of an understanding is who's Black owned, who's about us, who's for us. So hey, Georgia, hey, everyone. So we're with Bridge Art Gallery and today, and Cheryl Mack is the owner along with her husband. You're going to take us for a tour, right?
Yes, I can absolutely take you for a tour. I would be honored to.
Yeah.
I think this platform is, so important. After the results of the election, after I cried, and then I woke up that Saturday morning with like just such a clear vision that our art gallery is not just supposed to be an art exhibition space, but we're supposed to be a resource, for the community. And my husband Christopher and I, we operate in the spirit of collaboration that, we can't afford to exist in silos. We have to work in community with one another. And with the art gallery, we want to make sure that we're a resource for the community as well as partnering with other Black-owned businesses.
So when you said we are community, and that's the piece that I like, you guys teach art classes,
We
correct?
teach art classes. We also do professional development activities for artists. We found that artists support other artists when there's an art exhibition, but there's
Wow.
not really an opportunity to really come together, outside of art school to be creative. So one of the activities we do on the second Saturday of each month for 2 hours in the morning, we have artists come in and they bring either a recently completed piece of artwork or a piece of artwork in progress, and they
Mhm.
have 5 minutes to talk about technique, material, and inspiration, and then 5 minutes for Q&A from the rest of the attending artists. So it's a way to get that positive feedback in an affirming kind of way. And then we also have a 6-month program where we help artists to elevate their art practice because it is a business,
Yeah.
and making sure that they're empowered with all of the right tools.
So wait a minute, and thinking about this, the starving artists, they're great at the art, but lousy at business. So do you teach business along with
We
that?
absolutely do. We go over financial structure of the
Wow.
business, making sure that they have the right incorporations, understand the tax laws, the tax benefits, marketing. How do you follow up? How do you present yourself? What is your online presence? As a business, because if Miss April Ryan, if you're an artist, then I want to look you up and see what are you doing. And for artists, there's such a connection, and Delaware, I think, does a great job of understanding the creative economy that exists, that as a business, as an individual, if I'm supporting that artist and that artist is generating revenue from their art practice, then it's circulating within the community. They're going out to dinner, they're supporting other businesses within the community. So the state of Delaware has a program called Create Plan, and it's really emphasizing how everyone has a role within it, private sector, public sector, as it relates to supporting the creative economy.
Wow, amazing. So it's not just an art gallery, and art galleries are big things. I love art. Trust me. My before I had furniture, I had art. And things on the wall. I didn't have a bed, but I had art. That was many, many years ago. But when I first started out, but art, it means so much to me, and particularly black art by black artists. And you try to support. So we're not just talking about art, we're talking about the business of art. And it's a business. There are people who go to school just to do this for the rest of their lives. And that's it.
Exactly. And when you talk about the business of art, you think about when you go to, like, one of our biggest clients is Jersey City Medical Center. And what we do for that facility is that whenever they're remodeling a facility, they like to have a localized feel to it. So
Mhm.
we'll hire local photographers,
Wow.
whatever the service center is, give them, kind of a style guide. They'll go out and photograph the community, the administration with the hospital, their team is, everyone has a buy-in in selecting the pictures of the localized area that they want to have represented, and then we frame the photographs, and it's displayed so that when you're going to get, your medical services, it feels like your community. You see your community in a very different way. We also did mural programs with Jersey City Medical. But again, when a corporation sees the importance of art and the connectivity to their community and representation, it just becomes a win-win for everyone. So going back to
Yeah.
the professional development part of it, that as an artist, because they're very creative, and on the business side, you have to be able to know how to do a proposal and speak the language of corporations.
Wow. Look, we need to learn how to do proposals outside being artists. Look, but that's amazing. So you not only do the art, the creative side, but you also get down to the nuts and bolts of survival with business. I love that. So that's at Bridge Art Gallery, okay, black owned, in Wilmington, Delaware. For those of you who are in the DMV, there's no reason for you not to come by. Now, Cheryl, take me around the gallery because I want to see what I need to buy.
Oh, I've got something special for you. Hold
Somebody
on
said
here.
I can't draw, but my children can. I like to give the art names. Okay. All right. Yes, show me what you have for me. Oh my goodness.
So this piece here is by Troy Jones, and it's called One Love. Troy Jones is an artist out of Jersey City.
Wow.
Now, this next one is going to take your breath away.
That's beautiful. That's
So,
beautiful. Oh my
yes,
gosh.
this is called Goddess Maywu, The Breath of Life. This is by an artist, Reap 13. His name is Ron Powell.
Hmm.
What you can't really see is how textured the piece
I
is right
saw
here.
I was like, I said, look at that in the painting, but it's the texture. I love that. Three-dimensional. I love that.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
and actually, if you can see the yellow highlights in her face,
Yes.
that's actually the continent of Africa.
I see it going down.
Yes,
Okay. All right. And all black artists, right?
yes, all Black artists. This is by the same artist, Reef 13, and this is Gabriel's Vow.
And it's very Egyptian like.
Yes, well, going over to the next piece, this is Bastet, the
Oh my
Protector.
gosh. All right. So I was on it then. Okay. I love
Yes.
it.
So this next piece is called, it's a triptych,
Oh
and
my
it's called
God.
Where the Travelers Meet. It's by an artist who's actually originally from Delaware. She lives in New Jersey right now, Lana Abraham Moralski.
I
And
love that triptych. And look right there with that the flower, the petals or the cones. I don't know what they are, but it's beautiful. That fuchsia or pink,
well,
if you will.
what's really amazing, and this is like one of my favorite pieces, it's the level of detail. You see the people walking, the flowers, the city, the landscape.
Wow.
And it's one of these pieces where the more you look at it, the more you see something very
Yes.
different.
Okay.
Um, this next series is by Danielle Scott,
Oh,
It's a part of her Black Boy Joy series.
Black Boy
Um,
Joy. Wait a minute. Let's go back to Black Boy Joy for a minute. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of, I'm not going to say some artists, but it reminds me of several artists.
mhm.
Wow.
So Danielle is a collage assemblage
Yes.
artist, and Danielle actually has
Mhm.
a documentary called Ancestral Calling that will air in April on PBS. So
Okay.
definitely look out for that.
Now, what
That
was the other piece? Because we had Black Boy Joy. We didn't name this one. What's that
oh
one?
well, this is the entire series. So this
Oh,
one is
all of it's Black Boy
yes,
Joy.
this
Okay.
is called A
Okay.
Thousand Sons of Black Boy Joy.
Okay.
There's a bit of a reflection. This one is called The Way You Shine Makes You a Star.
Okay.
And this one is called Dandelion Boy.
Oh, how do you decide what pieces you will curate in your gallery?
Um,
And that's what you
well,
were standing in front of
yes,
with,
and this
yes.
is a
Okay.
very large piece by Brian Small. He works in alcohol ink, which has a very vibrant color palette.
Wow.
He does a lot of corporate art placement. His work is just absolutely stunning, and the way that he's able to control this medium
So
is
his alcohol paint is large-esque, and that's why he's in corporate spaces for those large walls, right?
exactly,
All right.
exactly.
All right. All right.
And so you asked, how do we select art? We go around to do artist visits to their studio. We also go to art fairs.
That's
We speak with
interesting.
the artists, understand their practice. And you spoke before about, the business of art. That part is important to us all also, that, if we're having a show, that the artist is going to show up and they're going to show up in their full
Pretty
selves.
too. That's pretty too. People are giving hearts. People are saying gorgeous. So, guys, these pieces are for sale, correct?
Yes, ma'am, they
All
are for
right.
sale.
So, if you need to reach the Bridge Art Gallery, it's bridgeartgallery.com, correct?
.net.
.net. Okay, bridgeartgallery.net, bridgeartgallery.net. So let's keep taking a tour. So people are saying bridgeartgallery.net if you see something you want. And you
They
always I recognize those. I recognize those. That's our candles. The people who sponsor all of these Black Business Mondays, jarecandles.com. So are they selling well there?
Yes, I have to do a reorder, and I'm also happy belated birthday to Mr. James.
Yes, thank you. I think he's watching somewhere. He came home early. Hello, Amir. Hey, Tiffany, my social media guru. She's amazing. She's the one who puts it on. She's here too. I think she's probably looking for some art. Are you looking? Are you? Oh, okay, Tiffany. I'm gonna Okay, she wants me to. She wants me to pin it, and then I'm gonna pin bridgeartgallery.net. So guys, thank you, Tiffany. And then oh, look at that. Now, who is that?
This
That's
is,
gorgeous.
yes, so this is Maurice Evans, and this piece is called A Universal Law, but it's also really interesting because when Will Smith released his autobiography, he contacted Black bookstores around the country, requested that the selected Black bookstore pick a local artist, and he assigned and commissioned the artist to select a chapter from his book and do a representation of that chapter. So Maurice Evans out of Atlanta was selected by his local bookstore to represent the chapter. And I think it was either chapter 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And it's called Universal Law.
So let me tell you something, and it's so interesting. When I did my last book, Black Women Will Save the World, an Anthem, Amistad said, "What kind of book covers do you like?" I love the Will Smith book cover, and you know I love my girl, Nicole Hannah Jones. And they got Jeff Manning from Philadelphia. Do you know Jeff?
No, I don't, but I am familiar with this
Yes,
work.
they got Jeff Manning, and he did an amazing job on my book cover. So my book covers are too. Book covers are art, guys. So this is important. Wow, that's an impressive piece.
And that's also another example of how artists can
Hmm.
collaborate with other artists in order to, generate work for everybody
Right.
involved. Okay, this is another piece by Troy Jones. This is called Mary Jane. And then this piece by Troy Jones is called um,
Those are African masks. He's doing the art of an African mask, correct?
Yes, so this is called
Yeah.
Rest Assured. And in all of Troy's work, he doesn't paint the faces, but he uses African masks to connect us to our, ancestors and how, but also symbolizing how in life, for African Americans, we got to wear all kinds of masks. But
I
still,
like that.
yes. So
Yes, code switching, wearing the mask, taking it off. Oh my gosh. Yes,
So
okay.
this is a listing of all of the artists, just to give them props, all of the artists that are part of this particular, exhibition.
Wow. This is amazing. I mean, I just love art, and you got a lot of people here. Um,
Oh,
Emir said, "I love us and our art." Yes, Troy's work comes through. Oh, Rosa Parks. Let's stop. It's Women's History Month.
exactly.
This quiet woman sat down and she went to jail and created her movement. I mean, there were other people who sat too, but she represented what they wanted for the moment. And her quiet sitting, defiant sitting, moved us into the Montgomery bus boycott that was it was over a year. And she made significant difference, and they call her the mother of the civil rights movement. So but that is beautiful. That's a collage as well,
It's
correct?
a collage in the background.
Hmm.
The artist is Corey Ford. And then, of course, it's an original painting on the foreground. Corey Ford is a self-taught artist.
Hmm.
And, it's a perfect example of when God gives you gifts and how you have to utilize them.
Wow.
And,
Self-taught.
self-taught. And what's also important about this particular portrait of Rosa Parks, especially in this day and age that we're in our community, is reinforcing when we're working as a collective, we can move, we can move the needle.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Someone said, how long will these works be up? You have people wanting to come.
Well, come on. The works will be up until the end of the month, and then we're doing a solo show in the front part of our gallery with Maurice Evans. But a good portion of the artwork will maintain a permanent display, and we'll just kind of swap it out slowly.
So someone who's been there, Amir Horton, who came through, he was on with his timepieces. He said the Harris. Oh, I know who that's Bob Marley. Is that Bob Marley?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was going to say, am I wrong? Okay, good. Wow, that's a young Bob Marley.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So Bob Marley, when he lived in the U.S., he actually lived in Wilmington, Delaware.
No, he didn't. Did he
Yes,
really?
he did. And Wilmington, Delaware, to honor his time here, has a annual festival called the People's Festival. And it's to honor the legacy of Bob Marley.
Wow. Don't let them fool you. Oh no. Anyway, someone said, Harriet, that your Harriet piece is amazing.
Oh, yes. So I'll go back to the front with Harriet.
Okay.
But let me just say something about Amir.
That's pretty. Yes, go ahead.
Amir is so delightful. He came in with his 90-year-old grandfather, and his grandfather lives here in Delaware in Wilmington, and he was able to shine so much light on the gallery of the history of Wilmington, the history of Market Street, how Wilmington used to be the place that Black folks used to travel from around the, in the on the East Coast to come here to go shopping. That this was the place that Black folks used to go all the time.
Because they couldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I remember my mother telling me about Philadelphia because they couldn't buy clothes here, so they had to go to Philadelphia to try on clothes. That's so interesting. That is so interesting. Yes, Amir, tell your grandfather thank you. Tell him thank you for that, for those, that's beautiful too, for those nuggets of history. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And guys, if you want to go, or if you want to, oh, that's pretty. Pick up a piece. It's bridgeartgallery.net. It's pinned. Bridgeartgallery.net. Okay, that's
So,
beautiful too.
so this is actually Wilmington, and it's painted by a local artist, Edward Loper Jr.
Hmm.
if anyone has an opportunity, please look up Edward Loper Jr. as well as Edward Loper Sr. Both of them are renowned painters who would capture Wilmington in such a beautiful fashion. And these are all by Edward Loper Jr.
Oh, wow.
And this is the Harriet Tubman piece.
Oh, my goodness.
So this artist is Stephen Kingsbury, and this is actually in copper. I don't know if you're
What?
interested.
Oh, I see it. Thank you for going. Yes.
So Stephen Kingsbury is a copper portrait artist.
Copper. First of all, let me stop right here. Copper is expensive, and then for him to have that large, no, I mean, let's to have that large esque piece to be able to punch out to make it 3 dimensional. Okay, I get it.
Yes, and Stephen Kingsbury, as you can see, is a phenomenal artist. Stephen Kingsbury also sits on the board for the Delaware Historic Society, and he absolutely loves the story of Harriet Tubman. Every chance he gets, he goes into schools, he speaks at civic and public events to make sure that everyone knows the full story of Harriet Tubman.
Hmm.
And it is for
Wow.
sale for anyone who is interested.
Everything that you've shown is for sale, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Wow. 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 So, guys, again, bridgeartgallery.net. It's not just an art gallery. They teach art lessons, but they also teach artists the business of art. So you're not a struggling artist, as the old saying is. They want you to be able to come in, present to them. It takes a certain kind of person to have a show in an art gallery. It's not just I'm an artist and here, just put it up. You have to have the presentation. You have to have the whole package. And what they do, what Cheryl is saying at the art gallery, they help you present yourself so you can not just be there, but in other places. This is major, and it's black owned. They got nothing but black art in there right now. And this is what we're talking about. As other people are saying, I don't know, this DEI stuff. It's time for us. I'm not saying boycott anybody, but I'm saying let's buy into our own. That's why I'm doing Black Business Mondays so we can support. So we can support one another. It's important. If you notice, I've done people from all different genres. And it's important. Look at that. That's like an Andy Warhol kind of thing. Campbell soup. Let's see that.
Yes, so this is by Corey Ford again. It's called Man Behind the Can. And so this is Andy Warhol, 2 pieces.
I know my art. Don't give yourself a hand, April. All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. There's Biggie and Shirley in the corner together. Hold on. Back up, Cheryl. Back up a little bit. Hold on. Let me see. If okay, there's Biggie, Big, and the Twin Towers. Oh my God,
So
Lord.
let me tell you, well, first of all, this is my husband's work. This is Christopher's work.
If you don't
Chris,
have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I say that all the time. I'm gonna call you about that piece.
yes. So this was actually a part of Christopher did these pieces as a part of um, a show that we did right before the election. We wanted to activate people to go and vote. So this is my husband's piece. He's from Brooklyn. So, Shirley Chisholm is a part of his history, growing up in Brooklyn. And so this is,
Biggie.
everyone has seen this picture of Biggie. The person behind the lens was Chi Mudu. He was the first staff photographer for the Source magazine. So he was able to capture Biggie at the beginning of his career, Nas, Snoop, Wu Tang. Unfortunately, Chi has passed, and we work very closely, with his family to maintain his legacy. But what was really interesting about Chi's approach is that he wanted to show these young, powerful Black men beyond their lyrics, that they were sons, they were uncles, some of them were fathers at the time. And his widow, Sophia Modu, has done a wonderful job in protecting his integrity. And this is another part of, April, is something that we do with artists, is that what are you doing to protect the legacy of your creativity? That,
Mm.
this is your copyright. Do you have a succession plan for your
Yeah,
artwork to make sure that, your family is being taken care of when you're no longer here,
that's
and that no
important.
one is taking advantage, of your artwork? I have one more piece that I want to show
You
you.
gotta come back to Shirley though, because I'm like Shirley. Because we're gonna don't worry about Shirley, but we're gonna talk about Shirley because I like Shirley.
Okay, so I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you, what do you
Mm-hmm.
see here? What do
Let me
you
see.
see?
I see a patch. Wood. I see wood.
But what is this an image before I tell you the name of this
Does it
piece?
look like? Wait a minute. It looks like either a pocket square. It's a tie. It's a shirt and a jacket and a pocket square and a
Yes,
tie.
it's called Job Interview, and it's made out of cherry wood.
Okay.
The artist is Philip Robinson Jr. Cherry wood. He also has like
Uh
resumes
huh.
handwritten into the piece. The way that
Wow.
you
Oh
see
my God! Look at that.
the tie, the shirt, the lapel, and of course the handkerchief.
Oh my God. Okay, because I had to look. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I got it. Okay, that's it. Art is what you make it, and it's
Mhm.
what the artist makes, but it's how you see it and what resonates to you, what catches your eye. Okay, now tell me this: what's going on with this? These sisters looking down the road.
This is Facing the Future Together by Martrice Roach. This piece is a print. The original was featured in Newark Airport in New Jersey as a part of their art installation. Martrice Roach is a fantastic, amazing artist. But she wanted to represent us in all shapes and sizes and colors and hair textures. But again, when we're all working together, we're
That
unstoppable.
part, that part. Black women will save the world. An anthem. Okay. Oh, who is this? Let me see. Nobody's. This is your husband,
Hmm.
Fannie Lou Hamer.
Yes,
Nobody's free until everybody's free. I love it.
yes.
Where's your husband? Is he around?
He's in the front. Let me see if he's maybe a little camera shy. Christopher. He handles all of our, well, in addition to being an amazing artist, Christopher handles all of our, website and all of our marketing materials.
Let's let him talk about Fannie Lou Hamer and Shirley Chisholm. He's the artist. Come on.
Come on, Chris.
I'm
Well,
still dealing with the flu. Hmm.
when you know this too, April, when you work with your spouse, that it is a journey, but for me, it's been such an amazing journey because, not only are, Christopher and I have, similar vision as it relates to, how we conduct business, but also how we want to be able to support, our
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
support the artists. This particular exhibition, which was our opening
Hmm.
exhibition, we see it as our love
Hmm.
letter to all of the amazing artists
Yeah.
that we've worked with over the last 9 years, the
Hmm.
artists that that they're phenomenal artists, but also phenomenal human beings, and they're a part of, our art family. And, we'll feature larger exhibitions of each of the artists, over the next 2 years. But,
Hmm.
um, you know, it, how we got on this journey was definitely not on either one of our vision boards, but when God has a plan for you, you just roll with it. And of all the work that I've done, this
Hmm.
is in my career, this has been the most rewarding work that I've ever
Well, my
done.
sister Tamika Mallory just joined. Hey, sis, Tamika. Go back and show her Fannie Lou Hamer. And Tamika, this is just for you. Fannie Lou Hamer and Biggie and Shirley Chisholm. She
Okay.
just came in kind. She just came in, but I want her to see this stuff. Oh, look at Tamika. Tamika, look at this. This is in Wilmington, Delaware. That's Fannie Lou Hamer. Nobody's free until everybody's free. And then that's amazing. And then
Then there's Biggie.
Biggie, yes. That was like the World Trade Center towers came down 23, 24 years ago. So that's way before then, guys.
And when
So
Biggie came out, he said that he was the king of New York. So what she wanted to do was represent him as if he was the king of New York.
Tamika said, wow. Tamika said,
Anyone
wow.
who's from
Mhm.
New York knows that you can only get this view from Jersey.
How about that? How about that? From what is it, Hudson? The Hudson, that's the Hudson River. And then look at this. And that's Jersey City, isn't it?
Yes, it's Jersey
That's
City.
Jersey City. Yes. Yes. Now, and we've got people from New Zealand. Hello, New Zealand. Tamika, look at that. Shirley Chisholm. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. That's all I've been saying. And let me tell you something. Everybody's getting ready to get those little white folding chairs. Okay. Okay, now Tamika says I love both. Okay, Tamika.
All right,
So
contact us, Miss Tamika.
I figured she liked it. My sister's on a book tour right now doing everything. She's amazing.
Well,
So
Miss April, we also will host, you know, book signings, book tours. We have 2,200 square feet of space over here, and we can host, private events. We definitely want to make sure that we stay connected with our community and make sure that our
yeah.
community has access to these voices.
Tamika said the art is pretty all over the gallery. Tamika, you got to watch this whole thing again. But yeah, and the book event. So I'm back right after I finish with you. I got to do some work for my regular job, my full-time job, and then I got to finish work. I got to work on my current book that I'm writing now. Tamika, they have space for a book event. Hello. So anyway, she said,
We're in
"What's the Wilmington,
Wilmington,
Delaware,
Delaware.
Tamika? Wilmington, Delaware." To me, I'll give you. She's like, she's like, look, tell me now. That's Tamika. So it's Wilmington, Delaware. It's the Bridge Art Gallery, bridgeartgallery.net. And this is Cheryl Mack, and her husband is Chris. So, is there anything else you want to tell us? Because this is such an amazing moment that we are circulating our dollars and circulating with black businesses, black owned businesses. A couple out of Wilmington, Delaware, that's not new to this. They're true to this. Husband is an artist. They're also teaching artists how to build wealth and not just to be a starving artist. They're teaching about presentation, and they're offering beautiful black art by black artists, African American artists, and it's black owned. What more can you say? Somebody says, send me her info, sis. Oh, all right, Tamika, I will. That, I sure will, Tamika. So that sister, she's about the community. So I'm just glad she joined in. But no, is there anything else that you like to add,
Yeah, there's a
Cheryl?
few things. One, we know that during the pandemic, it was the arts that saved us.
Mhm.
It was being able to see all these visual images. It was the ability to, visit cultural institutions from around the world, streaming services, having the shared musical experiences like with DJ D Nice. And so I think coming out of the pandemic, I was happy to see that art continues to have a very high profile.
Yes.
But there is a responsibility for artists, especially during this time. Historians will tell us the facts of this time, but during this time, it's the artists who will really tell the story of what's happening with the people. What are they feeling? And so for any artist that's watching right now, it is your responsibility to be able to document what is happening with your community through your, creative process.
Yeah.
April, you're doing it with books, for songwriters, for visual artists. It is your responsibility to represent what's happening in your community using your craft.
So let me ask you this. I just got a question. Please tell us about your acquisition process. I'm sure you have an installment plan. Ooh, is that layaway? Installment is layaway? We know about layaway.
And look, and we service everyone, but yes, we do have an installment plan. We do have several platforms that we utilize to make sure that, the art is affordable and obtainable. And, one thing, and I'm glad, thank you for the person who issued that question, that collecting art is an asset that appreciates.
Yes, it does.
And,
And you need to insure it too.
You need to insure it. You need to make sure you get a certificate of authenticity from the artist. We make sure that anyone who purchases art does have that certificate of authenticity, has the information about the art, because you can use it to leverage, especially if you create a substantial collection, you can use it to leverage other financial, endeavors that you may have in your house. And again, that's a part of the larger communication education piece that we're doing with the art gallery, that we are going to host a conversation with collectors, as well as having a representative from the legal side and the accounting side, so people can understand how you can utilize this asset as collateral for other things that you're doing.
Mm. And so for you, you have an installment plan if somebody needs to,
Yes.
okay, wants to. Now somebody asked, okay, show the portrait of the interview again, please.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So you got somebody, but now she's showing it. I'm sure you're going to get it. Okay, where's the interview? Okay. Oh, that's not a portrait. That's a wood carved sculpture, hanging sculpture. Am I correct?
Yes, and it's cherry wood.
That's amazing.
Yes, Phil Robinson Jr. is the artist. He works exclusively in wood.
That's amazing. So here's what you do. You reach out to bridgeartgallery.net, call them. And I like that piece right there. I like all of them, but I just don't have the space for everything. But Shirley Chisholm speaks to me. Um, Yeah, I have your figure. I have figure out how to put them on some. Oh, they want to put it. He wants to put it on the wrist, or is on the wristwatch, on the face of a watch. That would be cute. That would be cute, Amir. So, if you want to reach out to them, how do they reach out to you if they want to get a piece that was seen here?
Yes, so our contact email address is connect@bridgeartgallery.net. The extension that's down here that's pinned on the comments.
Mhm.
You can visit our website, bridgeartgallery.net. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, no longer on Twitter, but but we're very responsive via email. You can also give us a call at 302-353-4527. And yeah, you can reach us at any time.
And for those of you who are trying to figure out where the candles are, they got a lot of our candles and they're selling. And I'm so thankful for you, Cheryl. Guys, remember this, and this is for the artists or if it's for candles or whatever. People are not just going to house your candles because, oh, it's April Ryan. They're going to house them because it's a benefit for them as well. They sell. So you want something that's sellable. You don't want to just say, oh, I'm just going to do it. So just know this is a business, a reputable business, black-owned family that's doing business, and they want to support the community. Someone said, I want my nephew to see this. He just graduated from Florida State University with a bachelor's art degree. Yes, let him see this. This is important because, I mean, you hear about galleries, what they do, with the art, but they're actually trying to make sure you are able to sustain in this business. So, have you ever had any of your pieces, your husband specifically, an Art Basel?
No, we haven't gone to Art Basel. We're actually looking at participating later this year in December.
Mhm.
And we're also working with Tanisha Barnes with Mwasi Healing and Restoration Center in Morocco. Definitely go check her out. Her center is beautiful. And if I could recommend the next person you chat with, Tanisha Barnes has bought a property in Marrakesh with her husband.
Mhm.
It has 11 rooms, pool, restaurant called Black Honey, but she sees it as a place where African Americans can come, restore, and
Wow.
heal. But we're working with her on doing some things internationally in Marrakesh, and then also doing something in Venice during the Biennale in 2026.
Well, tell us, Sister Mary. Cash, we'd love to have her on too. That's that because you know a lot of people like to travel. So Cheryl, I'm just really excited and thankful that you chose to be on today. It's Black Owned Business Monday, and I can't think of anyone better than to have you on. I love art. I'm a big fanatic, art fanatic. Again, you come in my house, the first thing you see is art everywhere, and I'm serious about that Shirley Chisholm piece. I'm like, it's got my saying and everything. But I'm really excited and I'm thankful to have you. We're gonna make it down. I'm gonna try. You say you're gonna reorder some of the Jer candles. I'm gonna try to get in the car with my husband instead of mailing them and see because I just want to come down. It's a nice date night or date day.
And we have lovely restaurants here
Yeah.
in Wilmington. And let me just say something about these candles. Um, they sell themselves. Um, and they create this sensory moment when people smell them. It makes them think about, relaxation or, someone, some moment in time. We had a therapist that came in and bought the eucalyptus because he said that he likes to set the tone when he's having his inpatient sessions in his office. And that he came in and he bought one and then came back and bought two more. But that's the kind of, Lanice, my friend from the juice joint, says she loves hers.
Well,
She
thank you,
bought
Lanice.
Drunken Pear.
Thank you. What fragrance did she
She
get?
got the Drunken Pear, and her uncle bought the Sunday brunch.
Yeah, but yeah, we put a lot of love in that in those candles, and literally we're coming out with some new since we're trying to come up with some names and stuff now. But that makes me feel so good. Thank you, Cheryl, and thanks, Lanice, and your uncle, and everybody else in the physician. And you know what? Eucalyptus drink. Somebody said drunken pear. Yes, drunken pear. To be honest with you, eucalyptus dream was the first fragrance I ever made myself,
Oh,
and
really?
I was. Yes, that was the first one. And I was like, let me see. And people love it. I'm just happy. Thank you.
Well, we have to practice self-care, and that's a part
Yes.
of the, when you're talking about setting the tone and setting
Hmm.
your intentions, you got to set the intentions for your space. And
Yes.
candles are, the perfect way to do it. I love that, they're made out of soy,
Yes.
not toxic. And so, it really just definitely like sets the mood for your space.
Thank you. Reach out to James for your order. Guys, guys, we have spent a lot of time, almost a full
Oh,
hour,
wow.
with, I know it went by fast, with Bridge Art Gallery in Wilmington, Delaware. You've seen the art. I'm telling you, it's amazing. A couple who owns an art gallery who happens to be black. They support black artists, and they teach you the business of art as well as the creativity of it. So you can't beat that. I want you guys to go on their website, bridgeartgallery.net, look around, peruse, and if you're in the DMV, if you're in Wilmington, Delaware, go to their gallery. The address again, Cheryl?
It's 213 North Market Street. We're between 2nd and 3rd Street. We're 1 block from the Amtrak station. So if you want to just hop on and do a day trip, and we'll actually give you some recommendations beyond the gallery, other places you can go.
Yeah.
What's unique about our block is full of small businesses owned by people of color
Mhm.
on our entire block.
Mhm.
And, that's what, makes Wilmington special, but also makes our block, very special. And we work collaboratively also with the other businesses.
Guys, I'm not worrying about who doesn't want us. I'm worried about who wants us. Bridge Arts Gallery wants us in Wilmington, Delaware. Cheryl, thank you so much for spending
Thank
your
you.
hour with me, showing your wares. Your wares. That's an old saying, wares, okay? Um, showing us your art in your art gallery. Much success to you. Black art is the thing. It's better than anything else. It is us. It's our culture. It's our feeling. It's our taste. It's everything. Cheryl, thank you so much.
Thank
And we will talk to you
you.
soon. Guys, thank you for joining us. Next week, we got another person. Stay tuned. It's just been wonderful. Today has been wonderful. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in every week. We got more coming. And this has been brought to you by Jer Candles, jercandles.com. See you later, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I got to go back to work. I got White House business to do. Mwah. Bye.